Yep. Oh, snaps. What's going on, Reflection? Alright. Yep. Got me a selfie stick now. Can't tell me nothing. I got me a selfie stick now, Reflection. Woohoo! I like this selfie stick, man. It make life easier. I ain't gotta sit here and hold that phone all day. Now y'all can see me. What's going on? What's up, Mariah? What's up, Brian? It's gonna be a good one, Brian. Strap up. Ashley, Antone, Jamal, Pinky, Tony, Queen Kimmy, what's going on? Reflection Davina. We in the jungle, baby. Oh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ah, ah, ah. Yeah, we in the jungle. Live from the jungle. We give you nature, baby. What's going on, Jordan, Lioness? Natureboy, what's up, man? You still in Babylon? Sharnice, Booney, Carmen. Live from the jungle, baby. Got the selfie stick. Oh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Yeah, baby. We're back in that jungle. I came from where you was at to show you how to make it out of there. Come back. Come back. What's up, Ceases? Ooh, you gonna love this one. We about to start. Genetically modified organisms. What is a genetically modified organism? First, we have to ask yourself, we have to break those words down. What is a gene? A gene is a playout from DNA, which we call RNA, that creates a protein. It's an ingredient that creates a protein. Proteins create cells, and cells create tissues, and tissues create, organs, and organs create organisms. So we have to break that word, and then that goes, genetics, genes actually go into organisms. So as we understand what a gene is a playout, it's an ingredient of amino acids. When it comes to, genes are, you have your DNA strand. Genes are a piece of that DNA strand that are codes or ingredients to tell the rhizome what kind of protein to make. Once the rhizome makes the protein, these turn into amino acids. Then these turns into cells, and these turn into tissues, and then it goes from tissues to organs. Okay? Then those organs come together to make an organism. All right. So now we understand that. You got to ask yourself, we got a visitor. Organisms. What is an organism? Organism is a building of genes. So what is a genetically modified organism? That means that the genetic code, the way it was naturally meant to be, has been modified. We are organisms. We talk about food and a GMO food, right? But the GMO food is unimportant. What's important is the thought. Because thoughts, and through epigenetics, we understand that the environment and thought regulates genes, is in control of genes. Your thoughts and your environment is what modifies the organism, the genes of the organism. So, we say genetically modified food, right? Okay, what does modified mean? That means it's been altered. Now, when you go away from your natural environment to survive, your organism will modify itself. And this modification is usually what we call a mutation, okay? So we're full of mutations where we're at. The funny thing is that when you're living in your lower self, out of tune, out of balance, and I want to talk about living in your lower self, you become part of your lower self. But before I go into that, I want to say this. Again, I want to remind you what reality is. This is a reality check. You are your body. You are your body. You are a body that came out of a body that's living inside of its own body. You are a body that's living inside of your own body. Now, if you can wrap your head around that, you'll understand the next thing I'm about to tell you. Okay? Now that we understand that you're a body living within a body that came out of a body, then you know that your body makes you somebody. Now, without this body, you cannot understand life. All of your so-called problems, all of your so-called issues are nothing more than electrical signals received by this body and interpreted from one's perspective. Your perspective is regulated by what you've been trained and how you've been trained to receive those electrical signals. Now, thus far, most of us have been trained in the wrong way on what we are appearing to see. But now the vibration on the planet or your being is getting hotter. Why? Why is it getting so hot? It's getting hot because you are in your body. And what happens to your body when there's a sickness in your body? You get a fever. Why do you get a fever? Because disease cannot reproduce in heat. So you see, those of you that live in Babylon, when you break the reality of Babylon down, we see that there's a constant stopping of nature growing. I'll give you an example. Where the city is at, where the buildings are, if all humans stopped living there, nature would take over. Vines and trees would grow, and nature would completely take over. But you being there is not allowing nature to become and be what it is, making you a cancer, a genetically modified organism that continues to genetically modify the altar of the authentic way of life to be. So, as we go into this reality of understanding, we have to break our reality down to understand how we are genetically modified organisms and how cancer is no more than a play out of what we've become, showing us ourselves. Nature will always balance itself, no matter what. Okay, let's look in our reality. Take a minute to look around your room, or look around you where you at right now. What do you see? Let's break your reality down. Let's break it down. What materials do you see? You see three main materials in your reality. And these three main materials are wood, which comes from trees, metal, which comes from the earth, and plastic, which comes from the earth, which comes from oil. These are the three main components, and concrete, which comes from the earth. We'll say four main components. You see concrete, everything is made from these three components, which is earth, oil, or you're gonna see something that's made from trees. But you see, they've taken in your artificial world, in your modified world, you've taken from the natural state and taken away from it and living against it. I want to talk to you about cancer because a friend of mine is a doctor, and I was talking to him how we're living as cancer on the planet. And he said, but you know what? To play devil's advocate, cancer is such a resilient organism, because the thing about cancer is it's militant. You're not going to destroy cancer. Cancer it's quiet, it's organized, and it is relentless. And he said, the only bad thing about cancer is this. Cancer does not realize that it is a part of an organism. It does not realize that it is a part of something bigger than itself, that is itself. It does not realize, so what it does is it comes in and destroys everything because it's unaware, unconscious, that it is what it's doing. It doesn't know what it's doing. So its consciousness turned against itself. But doesn't that sound like the lower self? It's unconscious. It takes these materials from nature. It runs upon the planet as if it's not the planet, like it's not inside of its own body. It does not realize that it's inside of its own body and it's doing this to itself, and that it cannot destroy the body. It can only destroy itself. But how do we cure cancer? We stop putting things in our bodies that allow a situation to occur where they can live. So what do? We stop giving cancer energy. The only thing anything has power is that we give it energy. So when you say energy, how am I giving Babylon my energy? Well, let's understand this. All of living life is the universe and many different forms of energy. Less condensed, more condensed, depending on the frequency. Now, as I always explain, and I'm going to continue to explain to you, the sun is not a round ball. The sun is a vacuum. If you can picture a vacuum, a hole, a vacuum that converts. Think of a battery. All right, I'll give you an example. The sun is like a solar panel and a battery. One, it takes solar energy into the panel and then converts that energy into electricity. The sun is a converter that takes dark matter, right? What they call dark matter, which dark matter is a converter of dark energy. Dark energy is converted into dark matter, and then dark matter is converted into the electrical magnetic vacuum we call the sun, which when it's converted from the sun makes this dark matter less condensed into a light form. If you truly want to understand light, you have to understand light. Light is less condensed dark matter, which is what was called melanin. It is the same thing that's in your being. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because you need to understand what energy is and how life works. That sun up there is a converter of dark matter, of melanin. What they call melanin, let's get this out and clear. Melanin is dark matter. The more melanin a being has, the more of the universe that being is. What they think as space, as being empty, is not empty, it's actually full. Full of what? Full of what is? Life. So the light is no more than a less condensed version of dark matter, which is melanin. Now, when a being has less melanin being produced in its being because of mutations and modifications from the history of genetic behavior, or coming outside of the climate or coming outside of the tropical zones, there was modifications, genetical modifications. So most of the humans on the planet that we see in Babylon are genetically modified organisms. But there is a way to heal this modification and get back to the authentic way of things to be. And that's what Natureboy is here to help you do. It's to take those genes. Through epigenetics, it is proven that genes do not run your life. You are the master of your life, that you can take yourself out of that Babylon, that lower self that you exist in, and all of your modifications. I don't care if you're Caucasian. You can come out of being a cancer cell in your own body. Right now, you are a cancer cell in your own body and don't even realize it. because you live out of harmony with what is. You want to, you don't realize it, but you're destroying your own self. And when you were born into a cancerous environment. You were born as a cancer cell, but if you were melanated, you were the immune system on the planet. Why are you the immune system? Because you are more of what is. Okay? You are directly in communication with yourself. You are the universe unraveling and learning who you are. Can melanin be built? Of course it can. Of course it can. So just because you appear to be black and your skin appears to be dark does not mean that your melanin is communicating with its natural, authentic self. You can be a living, modified organism, genetically modified organism, and look black. Why are you a genetically modified organism? Because you think like the lower self. You live with the lower self. You eat like the lower self. You want to live with the lower self. You cannot detach from your lower self. So therefore, you are a genetically modified organism. It doesn't matter the skin color that you are, because what your melanin is doing is being toxified. So you don't even count. Although you appear to be black, you are someone unmelanated, because you are not utilizing that melanin, and you are in the way of the insulation of that melanin, and you do not deserve that gift that's called melanin that's pumping through your pituitary gland. Speaking of the pituitary gland, I want to break this down. People have been under the impression that the pituitary gland is actually, the pineal gland is the third eye. That is a lie, Reflection. A lot of the information that you are getting are lies. They're perceptions from people or beings that cannot truly perceive reality the correct way. But they are truly trying to help you, but they don't know what they're perceiving, and so therefore they give you what they have. So now I want to tell you that your third eye is your pituitary gland. It is the master gland. It is the gland that produced the melanin in your body. All of the glands are important, but this gland is the most important gland of probably all of them. It is the master gland. They do not want you to realize this. That's why they put the attention on the pineal gland. The pineal gland, while it is very important, is not something that we should focus on as much as we should focus on the pituitary gland. Why is the pituitary gland so important? Because it produces most of all of the hormones in your body. One of the main hormones that it produces that they do not talk about a lot is the hormone that produces the melanocytes, the color in your hair, eyes, and skin. Why is this important? Because color lets us know what frequency we're vibrating on. Your body and your bones, your whole structure appears to be solid, but truly is a spiritual body. Your body is a spiritual being. It is vibrating at a certain frequency that makes it appear to be solid. I have to tell you the truth. If I don't tell you the truth, nobody will. Your body, you are a spiritual being, an energy force that's vibrating at a certain frequency. Your color matters. Why? Because the more melanin you produce in your skin, in your system, the more connected you are to the universe, because the more of the universe you are. The less melanin one contains, the less of what is this being is. So we are all pieces of the universe. The ones that have less melanin, or the ones that have toxified melanin, are less of the universe than anything else. So you are at a lower frequency of the universe. You are expression of the universe at a lower frequency. Okay, when we talk about hormones, it's very important, because glands are the true chakras, and these are the endocrine system. This is vibrating. The sun is ringing. It's like ringing like a bell. It's going. It's a converter. Just like you, it's a converter. You are a mini sun. So listen, it's converting energy. Like me, I'm taking kinetic energy and using it and putting it into a voice. I'm connected to nature, giving you an ether message from the universe. I'm the universe talking to the universe. trying to help you become more of what is. Connect back to make you more of what is. So why is the endocrine system important? It is important because these glands are producing hormones. Hormones are nothing more than a harmony. It's harmony. If you want to understand the universe, you must think in frequency, vibration, and energy, and melanin. Quote that. If you want to understand the universe, you must think in frequency, vibration, energy, and melanin. Dark matter. They do not want to tell you what dark matter is, or perhaps they can't perceive it because they're less of dark matter, and so they can't perceive what it is. I'm telling you what dark matter is. Light is less condensed dark matter. And the sun is the converter of this. Now, when the sun pushes out light, what happens? The green and the brown absorbs it. Everything absorbs energy and converts it. We're all converters. We're just like the sun. We're the sun playing out in different forms. We're the universe playing out in different forms. We're melanated beings. Some are less melanated, some are more melanin. But what melanin does is conduct life. It conduces life. It makes sure it's organized and does what it's supposed to do. Everything is moved and constructed by the universe, and that is dark matter. But dark matter comes into an intelligence. You are intelligent. The only problem is with your melanin is intoxified. It's insulated by the way you think, by the way you eat, where you live. It plays as an insulator that stops the conduction of melanin trying to connect with itself. It distracts and disrupts the living matrix, which is your body, which is an energy force. This is an energy force. This right here is an energy force. It's vibrating at a certain frequency, so we call it solid, right? But it's not truly solid. It's just an energy force field vibrating at a certain frequency, so you can't push through it. It is more condensed. When we can understand reality, we can become the masters of reality. So, why is this important? This is important because we are being genetically modified. Since birth, you are being genetically modified. You can reverse this modification. I don't care who you are. I don't care if your skin appears to be less melanated. If your pituitary gland, which creates the color in your skin, your eyes, and your hair, your pituitary gland is the size of a pea, but it produces all of this vibration that makes you a living force. So all of your glands are doing this simultaneously, but I'm going to talk to you about your third eye. Your third eye is the pituitary gland. Study it, break it down, understand the hormones that they are going over. They're not going to talk to you about the melanocytes and how they get their color in your skin and your hair. They're going to breeze by it when you research the pituitary gland. They're going to quickly breeze by it. They're not going to say nothing much about it. They're going to be like, well, this is the pituitary gland, and these are its functions, and these are the hormones that they produce. They don't want you to understand this for some reason. And I know that there is intelligent, genetically modified organism beings that know about this, and they will not say anything about it for political reasons. But the truth must be told. It's not on the internet, and I refuse in any body that I'm in any form that I am. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be real, and I'm going to speak the truth. This is what I'm here to do. I'm here to tell you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. The truth is, you are the universe. If you have melanin, you have a deeper connection and can interpret the universe more quickly and readily. You can absorb more light. You can emit more light. You are able to do supernatural things because you are more of what is. But you are acting as a genetically modified organism because certain genes are turned off and not activated within you. And so you appear to be black, but you act as a lower self being. It's the only way that you can be in the frequency of reality that you're in, is that you vibrate at a certain frequency. And Albert Einstein said this: everything is energy. If you want a reality, all you must do is tap into the frequency, and that frequency will give you the reality. This is not philosophy. This is physics. He said that, which let me know that they knew that black people or melanated people are very special people. This is why I talk to the melanated people, because if you wake up, everything else has to wake up. You do not have to fight anybody. You cannot put out fire with fire. I hear people talking about black power and going to fight and making themselves more powerful or superior than another. To be supreme is to be in tune with nature, is to be more of the universe. And that makes you more understanding, makes you more intelligent and less violent, and it makes you more civil. You would not want to fight if you were truly melanated. You would not want to retaliate if you were truly melanated. Everything in nature, none of it does that. Everything is scared of the human. Everything runs from the human in nature. No matter how big it is, the gorilla has been tamed by it, allows the lower self to tame it. It does not fight it. It is civil. It is just. It is peaceful. So if you are melanated and you're talking about black power, putting your fists up and fighting some government, I'm telling you, you are not melanated. You are nothing more than an inverted version of what you're fighting. That is not black power. Black power is becoming one with what is. Black power is saying, you know what? I'm no longer going to give my energy to this system that is not fear, because it's not supposed to be fear, and it never will be fear. It is a cancer on the planet. Cancer does not know it's a part of an organism. It just destroys, kills, steals, and destroys. We call it the devil. The devil came to kill, steal, and destroy. And you're trying to fight the devil and don't even know how to fight him correctly. Allow me to tell you how to fight the devil. You fight the devil by stop giving the devil your energy. It doesn't exist. Walk away. Let go of your attachments to the devil. Now, what would that mean? That would mean you would have to go into your personal self and face responsibility for what's going on. And that's what people don't want to do. They don't want to face responsibility for what they are doing wrong. I didn't want to be a part of the genetically modified organism and the cancer on this planet, so I made the decision to leave. And you have the right to be free. And I'm showing you, you can do it too. I'm showing you that you don't have to be a part of what is destroying and going against the organism that you live in, which is yourself. You are a body living inside of a body that came out of a body. I twisted they melon with that, didn't I? You are a body. You could quote this by Natureboy. You are a body that is living in a body that came out of a body. Now, you can't say that that's impossible when I just showed you. You can't say that we're not living in a body, because you was a microorganism inside of the body that came through the body, that came out of a body. You are a microorganism that came out of the body and grew out of a body, only to be in another body. This is the Fibonacci code. You are a body within a body within a body, coming out of a body, coming out of a body, coming out of a body. You are in your body. Your body is life. Without your body, you cannot have existence. They don't want to tell you this. You are the universe. You are black. You are beautiful. You are dark matter. Your melanin is dark matter. They try to confuse you and tell you that it's melanin. These words, we are enslaved by these words. For reflection, let me make it plain and simple to you. Your melanin. I don't care if you're white pigment and you got less melanin. Everybody that has melanin. Melanin is the dark matter that they don't understand. It is the thing that orchestrates and conducts everything in life. The universe is intelligent, and you are intelligent, and all you have to do is stop interrupting what is trying to happen. If you stop, then what is supposed to happen will happen. Nature is trying to grow around those buildings. You keep buying a house. When you buy a house, don't you realize you're supporting trees getting cut down? But don't you know that trees give us oxygen? Don't you know that they don't only give us oxygen, but they keep the carbon out the air? When carbon's in the air, it doesn't allow you to produce DMT in the body, in the bloodstream. DMT is trying to be produced in your pineal gland, melatonin. Your sleep pattern, what puts you in tune with life, is melatonin. And DMT, your pineal gland, is what keeps you on the rhythm and keeps you in tune. But you are messing with the hormone when you supporting cutting down trees. The more trees that are in your environment, the more it sucks out carbon. When it sucks out the carbon, it allows you to have more oxygen. Now, oxygen allows you to produce melatonin, and it allows you to produce what they call DMT. This allows you to experience life, to feel the flowers, to feel the plants, to have the connection to the animals so you don't have to be afraid of them. They are not afraid of you. They're only afraid of you. They're mirroring you. You're afraid of them. They're afraid of you. You running and they running. What the hell? It's your vibration. It is you that you are afraid of. It is the you that you are afraid of. You are afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid of the dark. They want you to be afraid of the dark. They make horror movies in nature. They make you scared of what you are. But you are more beautiful, and we are here to show you how beautiful you are. We are the brave souls. We are the ancients that came back to show you and get you back in tune. We are here to get you back in tune with the source. All roads lead back to the source. You must come back to nature. Nature is the source. Your reality is built upon it's a fake ass matrix. This is the real matrix. That's the fake matrix. The fake matrix is built from particles that come from the real matrix. To your home that you're living in, look around. How many trees do you see? How many squares do you see? The lower self builds stuff in boxes. Why does it build stuff in boxes? Because energy slows down the flow of energy. Boxes, squares slow down the flow of energy, keeping you in a low vibration. Everything is in a box. The phone is in a box. You're looking at your phone. I'm in a box. Everything is in a box. Look at your reality. Then look into nature, which is the true self. The source of all life comes from nature. This is what we must become and get in tune in. At night, the artificial lights, those are fake ass lights. That's a fake ass conversion of what they doing is take the sun, they take the wind, they take the force of the water and convert it into fake ass light. When the sun converts true light, which is what? The manifestation of what? Dark matter. So when you looking at artificial light and that artificial light hits your skin, it sends the wrong signal to your pineal gland and your other glands. Through your eyes, your pineal gland gets the signal and it thinks that it's daytime again, and you wonder why you can't sleep. Or you're up at 12. Why would they give you a job at 12 at night to 12 in the afternoon? Why would they do that? These people do not realize this organism, this genetically modified organism, that's why they make genetically modified food, because that's all they can produce is genetically modified organisms, can only produce genetically modified organisms. Because it doesn't care, it doesn't give a fuck and give a damn about the equilibrium of its own being. Because why? It has less of the universe in it, so it enables it to be more violent, more destructive, more diseased. It allows it to be less of what life is trying to be. And you were born in this environment. And you are the immune system on the planet. But you are playing as a cancer cell on the planet. And I'm here to tell you, the one white blood cell that's like, yo, you are the immune system. Stop acting like the cancer. You're destroying the planet. Okay, now, how do you stop doing that? You just go back to nature. Minimalize your consumption. Minimalize. Get you a tent. Move to the tropics. Go to the river. Take your bath in the river. Get your sunlight. Make sure you're around a lot of trees, because this produces an oxygen level in your blood cells that will send and heighten the frequency of the hormones that are being produced by your endocrine system. This is what makes you turn into your light body. What is a light body, y'all? A light body is a melanated body. A light worker is a melanin being. It's someone that has light. True light is a conversion of dark matter. So you have to be melanated to have a light body. This is a light body. You're looking at a light body. You are around looking at a light body. This is a light body. A light body is all bodies, but some have more light than others. Some are vibrating at a higher frequency than others. We are in tune with nature. My message is a pure message. You're not going to hear this message anywhere else. How you're hearing it right now? Because I'm totally in tune with nature. My endocrine system is in tune with what they call the natural clock. What is it? Circadian? Huh? Circadian clock is what they call it. That's what they call it. So when the sun goes down, our body is producing the right amount of melatonin to make us tired and go to sleep. And we're getting this rest and we're getting back up. And guess what? When you get in tune, you become more of the universe. When you become more of the universe, intelligence just comes out of you. It is expressed out of you. Because the DNA that carries all information that is relevant for the time and the place, because not all information is important right now. There's a lot of information. Some is unimportant. We have to focus on what's important for the time and the place that we're in right now. And this is the message that you're getting. You're getting a live broadcast from the sun, from the galaxies, from the universe, through Natureboy and Melanation. 24/7. This is who I am. This is what I came. I am inside of your mind. If you tapped into my channel, then you tapped into your own thought frequency. I am here to make your heart, things that are in your heart already, clear to you. I'm here to give you the information, or I'm giving you the knowledge and the wisdom behind the knowledge. I'm giving you the wisdom behind the knowledge that you have in your own being. I am inside of you. And to connect to me is to connect to what you would call your higher self. Because I'm going to get you to become your greater self if you listen to what I'm telling you to do and follow my instructions. I am here for you. I am you. You tapped into me for a certain reason. I am here to wake you up. I am your alarm clock that you set for your own self, because you are sent here to be a light worker. You signed a contract. You said that you would help humanity and life become life again. And this is what you're here to do. This is why you're not fitting in, because you're not a cancer on the planet. You are the immune system. You do not feel right. You see what is going on. You see the injustice. You see the way we live and the way we're breathing. And come on, man. It's wintertime where you are. Look around you. You can't even get oxygen in your house. You're breathing in carbon. The things that you're breathing out, there's dust particles in your ear. You can't even breathe. How can your brain produce the right kind of chemical to get you out of your situation while you're sitting in a room in a cubicle with no oxygen from the outside? And the oxygen that's outside, there's no trees around. And if there are trees around, you're so far away from the equator that the trees can only produce a certain amount of level of frequency of oxygen for your cells. So you have to get closer to the equator so that you can receive the proper oxygen and water. You see this water? This water is alkaline. So when the water is absorbed by your body and it goes inside your skin and inside your stomach, it opens up the neurons and electrifies you, and you become more of what is. This is what it means to be melanated. You are in a cold environment and wondering why you're vibrating at a low frequency. You got artificial heat. This is the fake world that you live in. True heat comes from the sun. You have artificial heat being pumped into your lungs. You are artificial because you are breathing artificial air. Think about it. You're breathing a lower vibration of oxygen filled with carbon. You sit in a room with other people breathing all day, They're breathing out and you're breathing in what they're breathing out. And so the quality of oxygen is at a lower frequency, so that guess what? Your blood and your cells are not happy. And you wonder why you're so upset and aggravated. But you have a choice. You are the master of your reality. No one is going to take your hand and tell you, let's go. You have to do it on your own. If you have children, take you and your children and get to the tropics and find yourself a better place to live. You know what the most beautiful thing is? It's so cheap to live where the tropics are. It's so cheap to live there. I would recommend you move to Costa Rica. If you do the research, you will see that Costa Rica is one of the most beautiful and green places that you could live. What's better than you? You are the orchestra of your reality. Stop pointing the finger at them. Don't point the finger and say, they did this to me. There is no they. There is only you. And you have the choice to give them what you call they your energy or not. You could just say, okay, I'm not giving them my energy no more. I am done. I am ridding myself of this right now, right here today. I'm going to plan myself out of here. I am going to plan my escape from prison. When you want to escape from prison, you got to have a master plan. You have to orchestrate a plan. You can orchestrate a plan. You can do it. You will do it. Because that's what you were sent here to do. In the beginning, when you came here, you knew that you came here to make the world a better place. You knew that you came here to be one with what is. But somehow you got caught up. You got caught up in the system of the lower self because you was born in it. They told you you had a family. They told you had cousins and aunts and uncles, and you got caught up in that frequency of spells. But now I tell you, come out of Babylon. Come out of your lower self. You can do it. You can leave. Get your passport. Leave reflection. Do the research. Open up your mind. Imagine yourself outside of there, because you are not the cancer. You are the immune system. You are what is with the planet, because you are the planet. You want to be in harmony with your body, not against your body. You do not want to eat stuff in boxes. You want to eat stuff from God. Let God feed you, not the devil. The devil is man, lower self. Let God feed you, which is nature. Come on, get your food from the earth. Come on, make sure that it's authentic. Make sure that you get all in the truth. Make sure you tune in to Natureboy, because Natureboy gets your motherfucking mind right. And he gonna give you the authentic truth. Because he lived the truth. He breathed the truth. He eat the truth. He is the truth, because he eats the truth. He's actually living there. He's not talking to me from somebody's living room. He's not talking to me on the street in New York. He's talking to me in the jungle. Look. And there's other beings there. Look. Let me hear you say, you can do it.
You can do it.
Let me hear you say, you can do it.
You can do it.
Oh, that was whack. Y'all don't believe that. Let me hear you say, you can do it.
You can do it.
Oh, that still was weak. That was weak. That was weak. Let me hear y'all for real say that. For real. You can do it.
You can do it.
We got to get they melanin up. The lady, y'all archetypes is more strong than them. Let me tell them they can do it.
You can do it.
Now that's what I'm talking. Now that signal came through. You see how they did that? Now I know y'all not gonna let them outdo you, dog. We in the jungle. Y'all need to come from the diaphragm. You can do it. You can do it. Nah, bruh. Nah, bro. What y'all think? What y'all think? Cause did y'all feel that? Who y'all felt, the archetypes or the Y types? Huh? Did y'all feel the archetypes or did y'all feel the Y types? Who won? Come on, man. Real talk, we ain't feel that from y'all, man. You can do it. Come on, man. You supposed to be like, you can do it. Nah, I'm just messing with them. But listen, I'm gonna let you know, you can do it. You will do it. You have to do it. And I want to say shout out to Yada. Although Yada's in the lower self, he is assisting and pushing people forward to go to the next level. I like Yada. You know why? Because Yada's good for your mind. Yada's good for affirmation. He's going to continue to tell you. And I see this guy, I'm like, I like him. You know why I like him? Although he's in the lower self, he still says positive things. And if he continue to say those positive things, he has to become those things. And when you're talking about health, you can't just continue to talk about food forever. You can't say that you're gonna be healthy if you just eat. No, that's only one form. There's many forms of food. The main form of food is oxygen. And so we have to look at an environment then, right? We have to say, okay, but it steps to it. And then we say, how much light are we getting? How much light am I getting? Right? That's food. Food is nothing more than communication. It's energy trying to sustain itself. You're trying to put the universe back in you so that you can be the universe. That's all that food is. We have to break food down. Food is sunlight first, oxygen, water, then earth, what comes out of the earth. That is only one form of it. You must talk about light. You have to feed your melanin. What do you think the sun is working for? If you don't get it, it's working for you. Everything in nature is working for something else. Who are you working for? You are working for your lower self. Clean your blood. That's right, Natty Boy. Clean your blood. You see, and so I like Yada because Yada says, he says, what could be more special than you? What could be more better than, more beautiful than you? And that is so true, whether he knows it or not. Without you, nothing else could exist. Because when you go to sleep, when you perceive life the way you perceive it, this is the life that you tune into. This is you.com. There is nothing outside of you. You have never seen anything outside of you. All that you see outside of you is inside of your head. It's electrical signals being perceived by your brain. And your brain, my friend, is in darkness. Your brain is in darkness. Now, is the brain in empty space? No. Your brain is dipped in melanin and dark matter. And your brain is intelligent. You just have to get the neurons firing back. If you stop distracting and disrupting and diseasing this living matrix, it will start to do intelligent things. It will start to unlock information. What is it called? Information. Meaning that is coming from within. Now, you're getting information. You see, this is the true knowledge. If you want to get the true knowledge, you must connect with nature. Reflection, you must connect with nature. Okay. So that is the end of the video. And this is what I want. Share this video with everybody that you love. Share it with everybody. In our next video, we're going to have Melanation with us next time. But this is just Natureboy giving you guys a broadcast on genetically modified organisms. You are not a genetically modified organism. You are right now, but you can heal yourself. And the way you heal yourself is by going back to nature. I love you. Peace, love, and share this with your friends.